Welcome to the High Tea Podcast. We're your hosts, Mal, Kelly, and Kay, where we sip and speak on what many are thinking but are too shy and not bold enough to say. So buckle up, grab a glass, and pinkies up. Now enough stalling. Let's get into the show.
Hello, people.
Hello.
How's it feel after having our first federal Juneteenth?
Oh.
Well,
We're so honored to have a day off.
it was a Saturday, so it don't really count.
Let's be very
Yeah.
clear. No one in this room had a day off.
Right.
We still
No.
working for
If we were off, it was a regular day off.
Mm-hmm.
Our actual scheduled day off.
Yeah, not because of Juneteenth.
No.
My plans just happened to coincide with it, but still.
I know the white supremacist was happy this year. They was like, it was on a Saturday, you bitches.
Disrespectful ass. Anyways. Well, we're here, people. How y'all been? We've missed you. And because we missed you, we just gonna go ahead and throw in some spice in your week. You ready for that on a Tuesday? I hope so,
Some
because
spice.
it's here. I think this could be a spicy conversation.
I feel like this can go either
Mhm.
way. This can either get offensive or not offensive.
I feel like either way, someone's gonna be offended.
Oh,
It
yeah,
might not be
always.
on this the trio over here, but somebody's
No.
gonna be offended.
Yeah.
And
We just speaking our truth, though.
yeah, pretty much that's all we got.
Mhm.
Quite literally. So we're gonna talk about how this is kind of a new kind of mental health take on things. How being PC all the time is so bad for your health.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna deep dive into that because I'm not even gonna comment yet. Be good. You see, I'm learning, y'all. But of course, we're gonna have our social media trend of the week. I think that is hilarious.
Too funny.
I think it just connects so well. It works so well. And then we're gonna talk about stress. That's all I need to say. Being an
Yeah.
adult fucking sucks. I want a refund on my ticket purchase. Like, I think I was gypped in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we're gonna end our episode off with our weekly recommendations. Y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies, of course, you know, when we're talking about being PC, we talk about, I feel like, as we discovered in our pre-recorded conversation, you could take that a different way. So, I want to be very clear on what we mean by PC, okay? We're talking about being politically correct, having that consistent political correctness. And for those of you who still don't know what that means, let me just break it down for you a little bit more. I'm not going to do it further than this, though. Basically, you have adjusted yourself, the way you speak, the way you act, the way you think, or at least outwardly, to not offend people, to not speak to the disadvantages. And that has good pros and cons, but I want to talk about the cons, because everybody out here being the PC police and not taking account for their own bullshit.
Ain't that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The PCPD. Why does that flow so well?
Because you are East Side and you are magical.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Okay, East Side.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Listen, you be coming into these recordings with your own music, like.
Hey, I
Bitch
got
has her
some.
own hero intro song because she's that bitch.
Today was Green Gucci Suit by Rick Ross.
Yes.
That's a banger.
That is a song to walk into, okay?
Right.
I love y'all. Okay, so since now I've broken this down for those who didn't know, now you know. I want y'all to tell our crew one example of bad PC that you've seen, especially over the last year, because the PC police been busy. Okay.
Oof.
So what is one bad example of a PC moment that y'all seen?
Oh God, you're about to make me try to pick through
A
examples.
bunch.
Just the first one that really popped into your mind that you were like, really, dude? For
Okay,
real.
okay. So for me, it has always been the term African American.
Oh my god.
Yep, man, that's true.
Like it kind of irks me when I hear people like, oh, refer to black people as African American, and I'm just like, I hope you all people realize that not all black people in America are African Americans. That is just a term that's just about black people on black Americans born in America. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even as a black American born in America, I don't relate to the word African American.
No, because
I don't relate to it.
that's like going to France and then referring to a black person that lives in France as an African American, and that's the most ignorant shit I've ever heard in
African
my life.
Frenchman. Like, that's weird.
Right, because it's just
Yeah.
like, just because someone is black on American soil doesn't mean that they're African American. Like, why do people think it's okay? Then they're going around like, to all the African Americans around the world, I stand with you. Around what world? America? I'm trying to remember who it was. I'm trying to remember who it was that was they gave a speech for like Black Lives Matter. It was a white woman. And I was just like, listen, if you are not going to understand that that terminology alone only refers to black Americans born on American soil, do you not understand that? That's what the term is representing. But this bitch really said in her speech, to all African Americans around the world, we stand with you. And I'm just like, no, you need to stand down and take a seat.
That's true.
We can't keep doing this.
Well, also, I told my mother-in-law this the last time I saw her. She was speaking about someone who's black, and she said, my African American friend. I said, you don't have to say African American, right? And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like,
you can say black.
Not every black person relates to African American, because I have zero ties to any African countries, communities, culture references outside of the ones that were given and that are everywhere. Like, I have no relation to any of that. My culture is Southern and Caribbean. My culture is not African.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about being African. But that's just me.
I get it.
It makes sense.
Yeah, because that's even like when you classify white people, that's like saying, that's why I refer to white people on American soil as white Americans.
Yeah. You got to put that in there.
And I leave the white Europeans alone because they're a whole different breed of white. So we just leave them alone. You leave them alone. I just
really
don't like the terminologies that are being used to like represent everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're basically taking away from people's identity by just throwing them in a box with everyone else. I understand that there's a lot of people out there that doesn't want to use the word black or refer to someone as being black, but
it's okay.
It's okay. We actually
It's
prefer
okay.
it. A lot of us a majority of us actually prefer to just be called black versus being called African American, because I look at forms sideways when they say that, and I check other and I put black.
I just check others so they don't get a tax break on me.
Right. Somebody may look at me weird because I checked black and not African American, but that's how I identify myself. I identify as just being black. Like,
well, for our black listeners, when was the last time you called any one of your friends, my African American friend? The fuck? That's weird.
I'm sure no black person that's online talking to people be like, oh yeah, I'm African American. Like my
AA friend. Like that. None of this sounds alright.
Right. No. So that's one thing that always like irks me. That and like and I'm probably gonna sound like such an a-hole for saying this, but the gender neutral terminologies.
Yes.
Trust me.
I don't understand them.
Listen, I am for everybody being who you want to be, however you want to be it. I want you to live in your authentic skin and be happy and be proud to be who you are. But Jesus Christ. And I'll respect your terminology as long as you tell me your terminology. I'll respect it. I'll call you by it. But Jesus Christ, if I'm having a conversation with somebody, why do I need to refer to everybody exactly as whatever they want to be represented as?
Can we just literally be neutral? Is my question.
It's kind of hard not to be neutral, though.
Well, like there's still people out there. So as always, there's still people out there who says, as example, bridal party, groomsmen.
Mm-hmm.
Just say wedding party.
Yeah.
Make it real simple. Don't put the effort in. Wedding party.
True.
Like that's what I mean. Like not getting deep into it. I mean, just like just trying to make things neutral is all I know how to do. But knowing the exact terminology of he, she, they, them, all different things. I don't know. I was never good at English. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now.
Oh Lord, pronouns.
Like no, like I'm just learning as an adult all the different types of words and what they mean and really the significance of using them properly. Because as a child, I did not know, and I'm
knew.
Still learning now. So for those grammar police out there, suck my dick. Because I'm just getting to the level of adulthood where I'm very confident about how I use my words.
But you know what it is too? I think a lot of people who are these PC police don't realize that not everybody grows up in the same type of situation or are exposed to the same type of situation where you may have gender neutral or gender fluid friends and all the stuff like that. So you understand being neutral or being respectful of whatever that person identify as, whether they want to identify as he, she, they, them, all these different terminologies. But at the same time, there's people who aren't around that every fucking day to understand political correctness in that type of way, and you can't shame people for that.
And also being PC adds to the awkwardness,
right? Like
being honestly, so PC makes things very awkward where you have to stop a whole conversation because if someone uses terminology wrong, even though you know what the fuck they meant.
Right. Like perfect example of that. I've never met a person who's transgendered, right? And have you guys ever met a person who's transgendered?
Yes. I have, actually.
Well, you guys are more in places where you probably will meet them more often. But for me, I've personally never met someone who's transgendered. But if I finally did meet the one and they're like, oh, well, I'm a transgender male or whatever the case is, I'm going to refer to you as however you want to be referred as. Mm-hmm. Like the other day, me and my coworkers just had this whole debate about Caitlyn Jenner. Yes. And one of my coworkers kept referring to she as him, and I'm just like, she.
No, she.
And she's like, he. And he's like, it's a man. I'm like, it's a woman. She identifies as a woman. She identifies as a woman. She has made her changes to identify as a woman, and she's a woman. So I'm going to respect whatever she wants to be identified as and call her a woman. Does it bother me? Absolutely not, because it's not my life and she don't pay my bills. So I don't care.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, and I'm just like, so why does it bother you so much? Caitlyn Jenner don't pay your bills. You don't pay Caitlyn Jenner bills. You don't sleep in the same bed as Caitlyn Jenner. So
you don't even reside on the same coast as her.
Right. Like y'all will never see each other. You can probably get to 90 years old and never meet that person. So why does it bother people so much?
So my experience with someone who I learned was transgender, because it's also none of my fucking business. Unless you tell me, it's none of my damn business.
Unless you're trying to date me, then it is my business. Like,
well, that's different. That's a whole conversation about open communication.
Because some sad shit been happening in that community for not being open.
You got to be open, because if you over here trying to be friendly, I'm gonna take you as friendly. I'm not gonna think. I didn't think my boyfriend was flirting with me, and he is a straight white man. I did not think that man was thinking about me in any type of way. So why would I think anyone else is? Okay, but my experience was woman trans became transgender, and she identified as a him. So I didn't know this. I assumed nothing. So I said she, and they were like, no, him. And I was like, oh my bad. I didn't know that. Okay. And that's it. That was the end of it. They corrected me, and then we moved on.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that people want to be identified as what they want to be identified as, and they want to be referred to as that. But you just got to let people know. That's it. We're human. People make mistakes. Like, we have lived in this cisgendered society for the longest. There was only two genders, which was male and female, and that's what everybody identified as. You were either one.
There was especially our generation, like, and we're at the tail end of our generation. Like, right, all of our lives, that's all we've known. People like us have been fighting to have open conversations about people being who the fuck they want to be for years, and now on top of that, we're like having to figure out these new next steps because now the rules have changed.
Right, like the younger generation is way better at it than we are because they're
they were groomed in it.
Yeah, but us, like, we're trying, especially the older millennials. Some of them are really bad homophobes, honestly. That back end of the millennial generations, oh god. Thank God we're like right in the middle.
No, we're at the end, boo.
We are?
Yeah, we're at the end of our generation.
All right, maybe that's why we're a little bit more open to everything, so.
Yeah, because you see so many different people that we've grown up with experiencing things. Like, and who are we to give a fuck? Once again, doesn't affect our paycheck, doesn't affect our pockets, doesn't affect our stomachs or our houses.
I always say that when it comes to other people's lives,
who the fuck am I?
Who am I to tell anybody how to live their life? Who am I to get mad about how somebody else want to live their life? Like, you don't pay my bills. I don't pay your bills. You don't make my bed in the morning.
If someone wants to, though. Not on the freaky shit. If anybody wants to come clean my house, you're welcome. Come on in. I'll make you food. Okay. Well, Kelly, what's in a bad, like, PC moment that you've always been like, why? Why the fuck do we do that shit?
Well, what's funny is that I was just watching the other day, for some reason, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And this one woman on there, she's becoming a real estate agent. And she was having a conversation with the realtor that she's going to be partnering with. And he was talking about how in the housing market, they have now had to change the way that they sell houses and how they do tours. And I had always thought about it years ago before it became like a big thing now. And the fact that now you have to refer to master bedrooms as the primary bedroom, or now you have to refer to the butler pantry as the prep pantry, and the second guest room or the guest bedroom as the secondary bedroom. So it's kind of like,
what's wrong with
taking
guest?
The guest, it can sound a little slave-like. All of this stuff, if you think really deep into it, it can have like a slave connotation, especially that whole master and butler situation.
That too, I understood. I don't understand the guest one.
Yeah, I don't understand it whatsoever.
Me either.
I will be calling my guest bedroom a guest
bedroom. I will continue to call my guest bedroom a guest bedroom,
not secondary.
Because last time I checked, a guest refers to as a visitor,
as someone who's temporary. You need to get the fuck up out of here.
So I'm kind of confused when they need to make guest a PC. They need to find a PC word for guest now.
Guest means 7 days or less. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And to go off of that too, it's kind of like you're overdoing being PC. Mm-hmm. Like it comes to a point where it's just like, okay, really, if you think that deep into stuff, then you're just looking for issues. And the three of us, we don't look for issues. The issues will just either come to us or you're just making it up yourself.
Or it'll solve itself. Simple as that.
Right. Yeah. And nobody has time for that. So trying to, it's kind of sort of like cancel culture in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And listen.
We podcasters out here.
Listen, PC culture is going to become cancel culture one day.
It is.
It can't keep up because, first of all, so much changes in society are happening. It's impossible for it to keep up.
Yeah.
I love y'all. You just made my
I guess shit is crazy. Like I refer to, like, I get so confused. I'm like, am I supposed to refer to the Amazon courier as a male person, the male woman, the male man? Like,
right.
Amazon worker.
The package delivery people, like I'm so
I refer to as, are you FedEx? Are you Amazon? Are you UPS? USPS? Oh, no, you're a worker.
You're the package delivery person.
The police knockers, because those people be busting down doors when they deliver packages.
Mine don't. They'll leave it in the middle of the street if you don't yell. I don't know.
Listen, I even prefer just like 1 pound on the door. You can kick my door as long as you just notify me. I don't care. Like, give it one hard kick. That's it. Y'all be wearing some crazy ass boots anyway, so just one hard
Yeah.
kick.
So I put on here that I think PC culture was created cancel culture because in every single situation there is a toxic byproduct that comes from it, and I feel like the toxic byproduct of being so fucking PC all the time is people feeling like they could be the PC police.
Oh God, they
Yep.
gatekeep
And-
terminology. Oh,
and
God.
being like, oh, you're canceled, you're not doing it right. First of all, bitch, sit down. We all have our Britney Spears moments. You better get out my face. Shout out to Britney Spears. And mind your motherfucking business. That's also being PC. Minding your fucking business.
That's top.
Yep.
Clearly, I'm hot this week, y'all.
Very. We got fuego out here.
We've all said we don't want nobody reading our minds. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah. Well, I wanted to ask when. So we've talked about there's always a line in situations, right? So in PC culture, what are the lines for when you cross over into too fake? Like, what are some of those personalities? Does that make sense?
Not really.
So I feel like
give an example.
Okay, so my example personally of PC culture where it goes too wrong is I realized at one point I became so PC that I wasn't able to give genuine real reactions.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So, like, for me, not the two of y'all, but like I've had friends who came to me about situations and I was just giving so much, I'm used to giving so much PC advice because I'm used to people not listening to me, that I just gave them PC advice instead of real advice and be like, nah, go fuck that person. Like, they don't deserve your time. They don't deserve it. I didn't say none of that. I was just like, oh, that is so upsetting and blah, blah, blah. And what happened here and what was the story here, and asking questions, trying to be so PC and on the bias instead of helping my friends.
That's real.
That's everyday PC if that's the case.
Yeah. It's kind of like you don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Instead of just being a real friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, I had to stop myself. I was like, oh shit. Hold up. Because you can't be a friend. You're fake at that point. You're just a person that you go to talk.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's also kind of knowing your audience, like, especially if you know like the person you're talking to is not a person who can take like hard truths. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's people who will get super offended by you saying, fuck that Negro. Move on with your life. You deserve better. And you'd be like, what do you mean? I deserve better. Like, you know, because then you have those type of people as well. Or the people who like you can be blunt with, and then they just like look at you sideways like 2 days later. So
that's where mine stem from.
I've been in those situations and I just been like, oh, fuck those people.
Oh, that's where I'm at now. But back then,
shit, I'm out.
I was like, oh wow. So I'm not even myself anymore. I'm just this molded millennial PC person. It's gross.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
boring.
Who wants to be that? No.
Boring. And also, it's exhausting because you can't be honest with anyone.
Yeah, it's true. I think for me to go with that is, we've talked about this early in a different season, but it's kind of like where I used to work at a hotel that was like 5 stars. Y'all know what it is. In a higher position, you had to dress the part. And for me, I do like dressing up to that certain level, but to know that that is like a requirement without an actual person saying that it is required to look a certain way is very PC. And for you to have to wake up in the morning, put on certain pair of shoes, put on either a certain dress or a skirt, your legs got to be right, your makeup got to be on point but not too much, your hair got to be slayed and laid from sun up to sundown, no flyaways. You keep that compact mirror and a little brush with you at all times. and your voice changes. It's like code
Yeah.
switching.
Yeah.
And
Hard.
it gets exhausting, just like Melissa just said. And you start going into the bathroom at one time and you're just looking in the mirror like, well, damn, you're a real great actress.
Yep.
It's just,
You know what? I feel like PC culture are made for people who get very easily uncomfortable. I think those are the people that need culture. Because me, I've been making some very dark jokes,
mm-hmm.
and
All
I
the
feel
time.
like people who are more like us it's bad. That's why I said in our Would You Rather episode, I don't want nobody in my head
Nope.
because
No.
I need no one up there. I need that
Nope.
place to be empty.
someone would probably
Just
try to take me out.
me.
Yep.
So I just rather have no one in my head. Because I'm a person like, I'm just like, listen, if you got a joke to make, just make your joke. And I think that's why comedy now, like stand-up comedy especially, is
It's
so
so
not the same
awkward.
anymore.
It's
So weird. It's so odd because honestly, the funniest comedies were always like racial comedies and misogynistic comedies. And that's so sad to say.
Mm-hmm.
Because
But
it's all based on
comedy.
some types of truth. It's not just
100%.
it's never
Yeah.
out of left field, like it's never
Nope.
been done before. It's all
Nope.
shit that happens
Yeah.
every single fucking
Yep.
day. And that's just reality.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure if comedians who used to make jokes about their families the way they made them back in like earlier in the 2000s, like before PC culture started, if those same comedians were making jokes like that nowadays, that would be like child abuse,
Oh, yeah.
domestic violence. I'm like, everything does not have to go that far. These are
Mhm.
dead ass people's real lives experiences, and there's nothing wrong with that. They're comedians. Why are we
Yeah.
taking comedy
So
so
literal.
seriously? Like, why? It's comedy. It's a whole genre from movies, TV shows, podcasts, online content. Like, this is a whole genre. Like, why are we taking a whole entire genre so fucking seriously? Like,
Yeah.
why are we canceling comedians for being comedians? They're fucking
Mhm.
comedians.
Yep.
And they used to be worse.
It's
Very bad.
terrible.
Terrible. Like
people
would get into so
offensive.
much detail
couple
about
months
their
ago.
situations.
Right. Like a couple months ago, people were trying to cancel Eddie Murphy for comedy from back in the 90s. I was like, the fuck is wrong with
First of
you
all, the
people?
90s was a wild time.
And
it was
Bernie
post
Mac.
80s.
Right. People were out here making jokes about
First of all, leave
drugs,
Bernie alone.
alcohol abuse, like a bunch of
Mhm.
stuff. Like people were making jokes based off their own experiences in life or some type of adjacent experience, whether it was first or secondhand. And it's just like, why are we trying to cancel comedians? They're just doing their job. That's how they
That's
get their
their
money.
outlet.
Right.
Listen, I feel like we just need we need to come up with a trigger system of these are the list of major triggers. Post it right before your shit airs, and that's it. If you see that thing and it falls in your category, don't watch it.
Leave.
And
don't watch it.
Right. And if you're a person who's easily triggered,
don't watch it.
Bye.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Go watch PBS. There's no trigger anything on there.
I guess you're just so annoying that I hate, like, every time you watch a video from somebody, especially on YouTube, there's people that always have to give some type of warning trigger, some type of something. It's just like, why are we still sparing the feelings of everybody else who can't handle life or handle real shit?
Yeah.
I don't mind doing the warnings because we do it on here where we have to state, like, this is from our perspectives. This is from our lives. This is not from the lives of anyone outside of us and our demographic.
But the fucking crazy part is, you would think that people will understand that every time we say I, me, I feel, I think, I this, I that, all those are personal words. So you would think that it would click in people's little minds that we're referring to ourselves, our shared experiences in the world.
The generations from us and younger are being taught that everything is basically about how they feel, how they do this. So they take everything so personally.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how PC culture came about, because someone felt offended by something that was normal at that time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now everyone is so offended by everything that no one can speak the truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You
Everyone
want
is
to talk about
being
fake
silenced.
news?
Yep. Like I do feel like PC culture does have its place,
It has its pros.
but I don't think it should be the end all be all for everything else in life. It's just like, if that's the case, then this would be a utopian society where no one is a race category. There's no race category. There's no genders. There's no
economic
markers. There's no nothing. Like, the economic structure is communism. It works for everybody. That's PC world.
And even that is not reality, because we know how communism is sound. That they're not for the people at all.
No.
And that's why I say it. That's PC world. And I don't think people really make that correlation when trying to make everything a PC moment. Like, what are we can't call our appliance black anymore. Like, we have black furniture in the house. Like, what we call it? Like,
what are we supposed to
Ebony?
call it?
Call it?
First of all, don't call nothing ebony. Don't call nothing urban.
First of all, I'm more offended by those terms.
Me too.
Don't. Fucking not. If I hear someone in this time, no matter what your fucking age, I'm going to correct you, because that is something that is just unnecessary.
Yeah.
That's my problem with PC culture. We're so over apologetic on everything. We don't know how to just correct ourselves to not say the things that need to be corrected.
Or just take correction, period. Like,
yeah.
Take it and walk and keep it moving.
Yep.
Like, some people like over explain and overestimate and overdo all these things that digs themselves deeper in the hole.
Yeah.
Where they could have just backed all that shit up and just ignored certain parts that you shouldn't say.
But that is crazy, because who's asking for these explanations in the first place?
That's my point.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck.
Like, you taking too many cookies from the jar now. Take your hand out the jar. Just take a seat with the one cookie you have. Stop it. Stop being overzealous now. Stop it.
No, you know who that is? That's the person who picks out the one color out of the sprinkles and be like, I need this one color on here because this is it. No one gives a fuck. Why are you doing that? They all taste the same. They're all... Stop.
They don't taste like anything, first of all. So what do you just
exactly? It tastes like paste, like balled
like
up
rubber
paste.
bands. Like
rubber bands. It doesn't taste good. We just like sprinkles because they're pretty.
As a kid, you ever like chewed on an eraser or anything like that? I was a weird kid. I'll say that right now. Yes,
I chewed on pen clips.
So I used to chew on like pens and like pencils, and unfortunately the erasers were there. So yes, that's what sprinkles taste like. Fucking orange red erasers. That's why I don't like sprinkles.
Our resident taste tester.
Yes, unfortunately, I was a very weird kid. So
my goodness,
I think that explains a lot why I'm the type of person I am now. But either way,
I literally took a sip of tea as you said that. I had to hold that shit in. Oh, that was beautiful. So, I think from my experience of the example I gave earlier, like, I feel like once you get so deep into becoming that level of problematic PC, it ties directly to your environment and what you allow to be around you. And that can push you over to either side of the fence, where you become so overly PC you're basically fake-ish.
Yep.
Or you're so under PC that you don't understand the basic line of respect for others.
Yep. Or you're just so PC that you just live in a bubble of a world of PC-ness and nothing else exists outside of it.
AKA
if it ain't PC, it's not right. Like,
this is gonna be a problematic statement, but AKA how most white women have been raised, up until about 5 years ago, maybe. I'll give them 5 years. I'll give them 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, it's just so much tying to, like, I agree with some of the PC culture. I agree with respecting people and just having a basic level of understanding of empathy of others.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're never going to hear any of us trashing anyone who's gone through major hardships to get where they are now as they're living a good life.
Because listen, all of us here stands with people who have struggled, and are still struggling. Like we always say, like, we are for people being who they want to be in their most authentic bodies. Like, we are advocates for all of that. Like, we stand with people like that. But at the same time, we kind of do understand the other half of it as well, because we're open-minded people, and when you have an open mind, you try to see all sides.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And all PC people do are, it makes you more naive and ignorant
It
to
kind of does.
situations.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because you're blocking, you're
Yeah.
tunnel visioning on so many things that you're blocking out everything else.
Mm-hmm. And the ones who have to overcompensate, they're really just saying that they're insecure with themselves.
Yep.
Because anytime somebody is trying to put on how they feel about certain situations or on people, it's because they don't feel good about themselves and they feel ashamed of themselves. So they're just showing you their true colors towards you, and they're angry that they look at life that way.
You know, like a bully.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hurt people hurt people.
The very clear diagnosis of a bully, at least when we were growing up.
Yep. Insecure people that put their insecurities on everybody else.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Perfectly leads into, what advice would you give to these young children who just don't fucking know better and should do better in this stupid culture we are in?
Ooh, I'm raising my hand.
Yes!
picked on.
Teacher. Okay, so
ahead,
my
Eastside.
mom and I have always spoken about this on and off. And the reason that I have an issue with the Generation X, Generation Z, and what they call the COVID come up generation is that they are all followers. They do nothing but follow the trends. They do nothing but follow what other kids are saying.
Yep.
And they just think that they're naturally activists. And I hate that, because activists are completely like driven, hardcore mindseted people. And all you see today with these younger generations, younger than us, is they want to do what other people are doing to fit in.
Oh
And
my
the issue with
God.
that is that they're stagnating their own ability to grow up and for them to have their own voice. Even though they think they have their own voice, they don't have their own voice because, again, they're insecure. And them thinking that, oh, let's be PC, hashtag politically correct, or anything like that. It's just because they're following something and they want to be cool. But they don't actually know the references that we have been giving out in the past few minutes, and what our ancestors and what we have to continue to do, and what we need to start straying away from and act our authentic and unapologetic self, which we always have said from the beginning we started this podcast. We say that we're unapologetic and unfiltered. That's not a lie. That's exactly what we're doing. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. We're not going to back every single Black person just because we're Black. I'm sorry.
Oh, you right, girl.
Yes, Kelly.
Yep. Nope. No leeway given here.
Go ahead, Reverend Watkins.
If John is going to jail because he murdered 4 people, I'm sorry. If John did it and the facts did it, he going to jail. I'm sorry. I ain't going to
go.
John.
Yep.
But like, this whole following thing is disgusting. And we don't have any more leaders in our generation. It's very slim to none now. And if we want to see the change,
and
that
if they
we
are,
wanna
they're the
become,
leaders who are leading these children to act this way.
Right. And if we want to see the change we want to become and see, we need to start not following people. We need to start leading out in our own space. Even if we're alone, we need to start doing it on our own pace and at our own time, whenever we want.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. And it's funny that you say that, because the reason why I got so excited when you started talking about like these online activism. So I heard a terminology the other day, and it's called keyboard activism. And that like popped. I just remembered about that when you were talking about it. And I always forget this girl's name on YouTube, but she makes some phenomenal videos. It's a Black woman too. And she makes some phenomenal videos on YouTube. If I remember her stuff, if I remember her name, I'll send it to you. So she goes and like, she has a video where she's talking about, basically like younger and the back end of the millennial generation and the generations after us, are only basically keyboard warriors and keyboard activism.
Mhm.
They feel like, and you guys remembered last year when they did the Instagram blackout, social media blackout, and I was like,
Yeah.
and it really like rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
And because I'm just like, what does you posting a black square do for anybody? What does it do? It's literally just you posting a black square. Like, I understand what the message was supposed to be, but at the same time, where are those black squares on those profiles now? They're either one,
Mhm.
deleted, or two, overshadowed by everything else.
Yeah.
By all the other bullshit that had nothing to do with
Right. And
any of the reasons why people
right.
posted it.
And exactly. Or any of the
Or
reasons
the
why
real
anybody
reason.
posted, or the reason why anybody posted it. Because for me, it's either you're actually gonna
Be the
be
change.
exactly, you're gonna be part of the change that you would like to see in the world, or you're just gonna sit back, shut up, and watch the change happen.
Yeah.
And like Kelly said, not all skin folks is kin folks, and I agree with that 100%.
1000%.
Mhm.
Because the whole 2020 just made me have
Oh
a
God.
whole completely different outlook on being black in America, and people, and black people in America, and people in America, period.
Mhm.
A whole completely different view and a mindset. And I feel like PC culture 100% played a part in that. And I feel like because of 2020 is where my views of PC came out, because I thought it was okay to be PC for a very long time. I was down with PC very hard. And then I started realizing, shit, Kishana, you ain't PC every
At
day of your
all.
life anyway.
You
So
just respect humans.
yeah, I respect. Listen, I that's all it comes down to, is just respecting people, like I said, and allowing people to live in their authentic bodies and not putting people down for that.
Right.
I feel like that should be the overall message of PC culture, but unfortunately, that's not the message that's put out there. It's not.
PC culture is just a different form of the society's strive for perfection. Instead of all of us having to look the same as far as being skinny and being athletic and being this and being that, now we're all like, oh no, you need to be this, you need to act like this. And which is why at first we were okay with it, because there should be a basic level of respect amongst humans. That's
Right.
always been my confusion with how other people think. Like, I don't understand how you think the way you think, because I have a basic level of respect for other people.
Right.
And clearly that person doesn't.
Mm-hmm. I still don't understand why anybody in society is striving for some type of perfection, because there's been too many movies about utopian societies that always fail. Perfection is not in human nature, and I don't understand why there's people out there that doesn't understand that someone's gonna get offended.
Yeah.
No one's not gonna get offended. That's such an impossible thing. It's such an impossible notion that I can't understand why people are still trying to project. And I feel like that's what really fucks me up the most about the PC culture, is just like, why are people striving for these perfect terms and these perfect everything? Like, it's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because people tend to forget that, oh wait, we're all fucking human. Don't get me wrong, there's some bad humans out here. 1000%.
Oh yeah.
But I think what I've learned from seeing and dealing with the PC culture is the truth of that is that we're all humans. We all have bad days. We all have good days. We all have days where we want to choke a motherfucker, and there's some days we just want to hug. But at the end of the day, as long as we have basic human respect for everybody, I don't give a fuck what you do. So for me, if I speak to someone and I disagree with what they have to say, I'm going to say my piece, but at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want after that, but I'm not going to argue with you.
Right.
We can have a discussion like adults, or we can move on. No one has the energy for the bullshit out here.
Nope.
Like, I'm all about respecting people and all that good stuff, but at a certain point, we all need to be honest. And if you can't handle honesty, don't come over here with the attitude and the sassiness, because you give me that, I'm gonna give you my honesty, which will probably make you cry more often than your attitude and sassiness, because I'm gonna tell it like it is.
Yeah. The three of us will tell about yourself.
Yep.
Hello. My mom always said there's always someone who's bigger, and bigger doesn't mean literal physically bigger. That means big dick energy, power plays, money. There's always someone out there who could do far worse. That's why villains are always a thing, because there's always someone who wants to be the bigger, badder, eviler person. And I'm not trying to fuck with tomfoolery. I'm trying to be at home with me and my own, living our best lives over here. So, basic level of human respect will go a long fucking way. Keep your negative shit to yourself, and everyone keeps the negative shit to themselves. We'll all be all right.
Copacetic.
But check your shit. That's all I got for that. Anything else, ladies, on PC culture?
I'm good.
Oh no.
Love it. All right. Well, I feel like this does tie into our first topic. So I saw this video on Instagram. All you see in the caption is a meme. Like, the video starts off and it's pictured as a meme, but there's a video in the meme, and it says he caught his fiance making out with his best man the day before their wedding. Her response shocked everyone, including the judge. So this is Judge Christina Perez, and it's one of those TV judge shows. And I think it's the defendant. Yeah, the defendant, I think, is this woman who's engaged to this guy. Super fine. And the plaintiff is her fine-ass ex-fiance. And her explanation of why she thought it was okay to be drunk and making out with her fiance's best man is hilarious. It is the ultimate white woman privilege ass response ever. And she, the whole entire time, she's like, I don't understand the problem.
We were drunk.
We thought it was okay. It was stupid. No, she just kept repeating, we were drunk. It was a mistake. I apologize. We should move on. No, bitch. There's accountability for your actions. So, in this video, he explains he gave her 3 days to move out. He called off the wedding. He asked for his ring back. Didn't get the ring back. And he found a guy that she used to be engaged to. And she did the same shit, except she had sex with his brother. And her response was exactly the same. I'm done. Y'all talk.
Okay. What is there to talk about?
Oh my God.
How is that a mistake? I don't care if you were drunk. You don't be doing that.
We were drunk. It was a mistake. I apologize. I don't understand. Why did we call it off the wedding? Bitch, what?
You were getting married.
You lucky you're not dead. You lucky you ain't got cousins. Cousins. Okay. I'm just saying, we all got that one cousin who is in and out of jail.
Listen, there ain't no explanation for it. There is none. Being drunk is not an explanation. Because I've been drunk many of times, and I've never made out with anybody. Except the person I'm supposed to be making out with.
Right.
As a person who has been drunk and made out with someone, I knew what the fuck I was doing.
Lord have mercy.
That's just me. I'm putting that out there.
These people messy today.
She's like, it was drunk. We were at a wedding. Yeah, your wedding. It's a little different from your bridesmaids to you.
Right, but why didn't you just find your fiance and make out with him?
We all make choices, y'all. Okay.
These some terrible choices.
And both her ex-fiancés were fine. Both of them. And they had good jobs. Even the judge was like, so hold up. You cheated on both these very attractive, very well-off men. How do you find them? And why do you keep losing them?
She finds them by making out with them. That's the only thing I can think about.
I cannot wait
she's the
for people
bandit.
to watch this video.
The makeup bandit.
She's the makeup bandit. That's what she is.
Well, at least this time she only made out with him.
And not fuck him.
And not, have sex with his brother. Mm-hmm. Like, at least it was the best man this time. At least it's no relation. Because that's an awkward-ass family reunion.
Don't give her that much credit. Don't even give her a little bit of credit.
That's all I have.
For doing a little better. Anyway, yeah, this is stupid. Take accountability for your actions. Being drunk is not an excuse. I hate that people use being drunk as an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
You use drunk as an excuse when you were looking for an excuse out.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. Because trust me, I've been drunk many of times and still took some responsible actions.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I've been drunk as shit and been everybody's mom. So
yeah.
that's a personality trait. So your personality trait is being a terrible human being even when you're intoxicated. That's it.
This bitch had the nerve not to be like, well, in the state of blah blah blah, I am entitled to this ring. Bitch, you are entitled to be grateful for the breath you have.
First of all, people who don't give ringbacks after
I'll take your ring
engagements are
finger.
called off, or if weddings or marriages are called off and you don't give a ring back, you're a terrible person. Like, I don't care. I don't want no sentiments of what we had and what we didn't have. Take it back.
The only excuse I give to not give a ring back, especially when you the wrong one in the situation,
Right,
is if you really need money and you pawn that bitch. And if that's the case, well, bitch, keep it then. I don't want you, that ring, or anything else, but you owe me some money, so I will be suing you.
Yeah, I don't understand people who keep stuff like that. I'm just like, listen, I don't like reminders.
It's petty. It's petty.
Burn it all.
That's it.
Burn it all.
Burn it all. I hate reminders. Burn it all.
Yeah, it's just nothing but pettiness.
I will treat you like you never existed. That's just my mindset. That's just who I am.
Trinkets are just items.
Throw it all.
That's it.
Throw it all away.
Well, anyways, fuck that bitch. She's trifling. She's the reason why good guys go bad. She's the reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
So fuck her and her bullshit. I hope she marries some man who's bald within a year of the marriage.
Or just don't.
And I hope she does not make children, because the world does not need a byproduct of.
Oh my
god! A byproduct. We don't need toxic moms. She's a toxic partner.
She's a toxic person.
Really is.
Speaking of stressful ass fucking situations, we're gonna talk about stress.
STRESS. What does that spell? Stress.
As fuck. Okay. I feel like all three of us, actually, no, I don't feel like that. I feel like me and Kelly are just very stressed people. We don't want to be, but we just are. We like being in the stress. At least I think that's the only reason I'm still here. I don't.
Yeah. I agree. Stress is our blood type.
It runs through our veins. Like, literally.
It's terrible.
Like, you keep bouncing from stressful ass job to stressful ass job, and I'm just like, I'm gonna stay in my one stressful ass industry.
I'm toxic in that way. That's terrible.
Like my poor boyfriend. I was like, you didn't know, baby. It's too late though. You stuck with me.
Oh. Till stress do us part.
Oh God, please don't make us apart. But yeah, I feel like Yashana's not as a stress overtaker as me and Kelly are.
No, I'm not.
You're mellow.
Yeah,
I'm happy for you. Like, you have no idea. Like, when me and her are stressed out, and you're like, "Nah, I'm good," and I'm like,
because you know what I do. Like, I do have my stressful moments, and those are like like there is days where I get like super stressed out. But for me personally, like, I remind myself like this is temporary. Like, it's not my everyday, you know. So I think that's the way I cope with my stressful moments.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So I do. Yeah. So like I have to remind myself like this is temporary. Like, this is not my everyday. This is just a phase for today.
Oh gosh.
And normally I take stress as a way to as like a indicator to like fall back a little bit. If that makes sense. And honestly, my way of dealing with stress is just like shutting everybody out, and that's really bad.
No,
and
that's
I know
wonderful.
It's bad.
No, but it does get bad.
No, that actually is a very bad trait to have.
Yeah,
it is a very bad trait. And I honestly think that's my way of dealing with stress. Is just like shut everyone and everything out.
I get that. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But at least I have identified that it is a bad trait to have. So I tried not to do it.
I think what you meant, Kelly, is that it's good in the sense of all the other options of how people deal with
Right.
stress.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like the shutting people out is definitely the safer of the options. It's not a good
Mhm.
option, but it's
Right.
not the worst.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it can get real worse. So
It can get bad.
terrible.
Yeah.
So.
I lash out. I don't eat, or
I
I
don't
eat
take
too
care of
much.
That's one thing I have learned
Ugh.
to like differentiate when it comes to stress. Like I make it an isolated scenario versus making it like whatever's stressing me out, I isolate it from everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Because listen, I've worked with people who had some really bad tendencies of bringing all their stress to other locations as well. Like if you have home stress, you bring it to work, or if
Oh
you have
no.
work stress, you bring it home.
No.
But that's one
No.
thing that I try so hard to like pencil. What was the word?
Compartmentalize.
Yes, you said it for me. I can't say that. It's a
Mhm.
fucking tongue twister for me. So you say it for me. So I do that.
Mhm.
So I'm
Yes.
able to like create these little categories in my head that tells me this is work related. This is
Yeah.
personal.
I agree.
This is my mom stressing me the fuck out. This is this stressing me the fuck out. Or this is me stressing me the fuck out.
Right.
So I try not to like mix the things. That's why if people ask me like, "Hey, are you okay?" I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Oh
It's
yeah,
because
I
I
feel
have
like I'm the same.
I have like put that stress in that
The
category and left it there.
part.
Like
Mhm.
everybody at work, no, I don't think about that place once I'm not there.
Yeah.
Don't call me. Don't text me. I'm not thinking about that place. Goodbye.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Once my finger hits that clock and I'm out, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
As it should be. Doesn't mean that's how it works for everybody, but
Oh no,
how it
definitely not.
should
Because
be.
unfortunately, you have to take your work home with you.
Literally.
So yeah, it doesn't always work the same. Like me and Kelly have jobs we can more detach from once we leave, but unfortunately with you, it's always in the back of your head.
Yeah.
Because everything's a fucking emergency to everybody, even when it's not.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you can't check people to be like, do you understand all the things going on in my life? And you're asking me about something that's 6 months down the line.
Right.
We don't need to
Mhm.
talk about this right now.
Right.
I'll
We
be
can
real
talk about
honest.
this in like a month and a half. Like
But you can't say that to people
Exactly,
because they're relying on you to help them.
Yeah.
You're always on
Yep.
call.
Yep.
Like a
Merciful, no, the
doctor.
fuck I ain't.
Unfortunately, you
in-
are though, technically.
Yeah.
No, that's one thing I've learned with dealing with my stressors is that I know when I need to be more so on call and I know when I need to be off.
Mm-hmm.
So once I'm
You
off,
know that.
I'm off. But I've had to learn that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that took years of dealing with my own toxic, poor work-life balance.
Yeah.
Of realizing, no, when I'm home, I'm home. And yes, if there's an event happening that I'm not there for that I know could be a possible issue, yeah, I'm gonna be on when I'm at home because I need to be physically ready to be able to talk to people and give constructive advice on how to deal with certain situations. But if it's an event that I plan to the T's and everything is literally mapped out, and as long as they follow my map, they be good. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't email me.
Yep.
If you can't email me, but I will swipe you the fuck away if it's not a today problem.
Yep.
I think to go with that, when it comes to work, I've always been a big person on don't live so close to your job.
No.
I know it may seem convenient and you don't want to deal with traffic, but I'm that
It's a
person who
trap.
actually loves living in traffic, driving in traffic. Like, it gives me time to come down, even though I may get road rage at people coming into my lane without their blinker.
Might.
But that's no here nor there. But being able to live at least 30 minutes or 20 minutes away from your job is definitely going to lower your stress, because it's not like you're on the weekend or your day off and you pass by your job. I don't want to do that.
Right.
I want to live completely far away where I'm not reminded of that on my time off.
I used to love when people would be like, oh, do you come to hang out here on your time off? Why the fuck would I do that?
Like, why?
Why?
Do you go hang out at your job on the weekends?
Absolutely not. I don't even go into my job area when I'm off.
Don't ask me stupid questions.
I only take that route to go to work. That's it. There's nothing else in that area but work.
Why on God's green earth would I come back here? I've been here all week.
Yep.
It was different when you were working at like the hotel because the food was great. Like I'll come back for the food. Like that's about it.
Nah, I'm not coming back here for shit.
We went to dinner there. You took me to dinner there, and the food was amazing.
Well, yeah, because I needed to show off. But plus the food is bomb. But I like fuck no. Like the only time I went there was to take you to dinner, and when my dad would stay there. Like if my dad stayed at one of my hotels, yeah, I'll come to get him. I'll hang out for a second, and then we gonna go about our business.
Right.
But I don't want to be there no longer than I need to.
No.
Even at night, I have set windows of how long I'm gonna be in that bitch. I will wait in the car until that clock starts for me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So what was some of your worst stressed the fuck out moments that you remember? Because you know us women love to block shit out, because I do it all the time.
Don't ask me, because I be blocking everything out my head.
I be blocking it out because I actually block out, like black out. Like stress is horrible for me because I feel it completely in my entire body.
Yeah, that's the reason why I can't do it.
Yeah, like my body will start to convulse. Not really, but like I get nauseous. I start getting overheated. I get these pounding migraines, and then I start overthinking, and then I feel like there's a voice in my head talking to me, and I got the devil and the angel on my shoulder telling me I can do it, and then the devil telling me you a fucked up bitch, and I'm like, I know, girl, but like,
oh my god, and that's some violent shit.
It is. It really is. I need Iyanla or somebody to come fix my life.
Nah, don't call me Iyanla, because she can't even fix half the people life that be on her show half the time. They still be fucked up after.
But like,
that's therapy. It's not a one quick fix.
No, it takes time. It takes so much time, and you have to be willing to do it yourself, and you have to be willing to ask for help. And you just got to go through the motions. And after you have that good cry, it's very cathartic, for me at least. And you can breathe better. You can kind of feel like things are going to be okay for the time being. And that's when I kind of get motivated to get back in that mode. And it's just a lot. And I think, like Melissa knows, that one time in college, I lost my hair from stress. My hair just fell out. Like I had postpartum.
That point.
It's horrible. Yeah. And that's when you know your body is seriously your temple. The way that you put any type of energy into your body and how you release it, it will come out. And my hair came out my follicle roots. It was not cute. It was not fun. And it was traumatizing. But luckily it came all back and then some. But
yes, it did.
But like, you have to be very conscious of how you treat yourself personally, with the words that you say, with how you treat yourself, and what positions you put yourself in outwardly with stress.
Yep.
I think, like, perfect examples. I'm driving home the other day, and Nas's "Life's a Bitch and Then You Die" came on, and I was like, yo,
this is life. I
never understood this song until this exact. I mean, I always understood it, but like, I never felt it. I was like, fuck. I was like, yo, like, this is for real. Like, literally, life is a bitch. Like, you're dealing with stress from work, stress from home, stress from family, stress from friends. I mean, it shouldn't be stress from friends, but you never know. Like, you could be dealing with so many stressors until you hit the boiling point.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like you have all these different avenues of stress that will literally make you lose your hair. Like, I told my hairdresser this. I said, bitch, if you see at all it looks like I'm losing hair, you need to let me know.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm losing my hair. And she's like, no, you look like you just have normal shedding. And I was like, don't feel like it, bitch. Don't lie to me.
Oh, Lord.
And it's not funny, but it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my stupid ass stumbled upon one of the most stressful careers in the world. Like, why do people voluntarily do this? Why did I do this? But also, where else am I gonna go? Where else am I gonna go?
Yeah.
Where...
It was one of those situations where you didn't realize it was going to be like this.
And you
People
look around.
change.
Oh, fucking jeez.
Mm.
Industry changes. Just like so much shit all at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to literally, just like Kishana said, departmentalize. All right, this is home stress. This is work stress. Like, I told Kelly this yesterday. Someone at my job said I was like a happy, bubbly person. And I was shocked. I was like, are you talking to me? And she's like, yeah. And I was like,
Okay.
oh,
I'll take it.
okay. I was like, she didn't mean me. She's like, yeah, you're always so happy when you come in here and bubbly. And I was like,
but you know what? That also, I think that also comes from you being like that. As the fact is, like, you're not gonna show everybody in the whole entire world you're stressed out. Like,
Right.
you're supposed to wear your stress on your sleeve and like go. Because for some people, I guess for people like us, stress is more of an internal thing.
It is.
Because I could be stressed the hell out and no one would know because I'm just trying to act as normal as possible. Like, it's like kind of like Dory and that keep on swimming. Like, that's kind of what it is for me. It's just like, just keep swimming. Just
me and Dory are best friends because I say that bitch shit every day.
Swimming. Yeah, like that's literally how you just have to no choice but to keep yourself afloat. Just keep swimming. You have,
and
no
that's
choice.
dangerous. That is so dangerous to keep it all inside.
Yeah,
Well,
but it's not just keeping it all inside because, you know, like I have my places where I do, you know, find my release or, you know, are able to like get over my stress. But I feel like there are people who don't have those avenues to help them release or have hobbies or have, like, some people go to the gym and they release their stress. Some people play video games and release their stress. Some people just stand outside, take a deep breath and release stress. Right. Yeah. Or some people just sit in their cars and they just scream and they release stress.
Yeah.
You know, like, as long as you have some type of avenue or therapy. Some people go to therapy if they're stressed out and stuff like that. So
yeah,
as long as you have like some type of avenue that's healthy, I feel like that's the most important part out of it.
I feel like, especially at like your work, two things. I believe as like, I'm a director, but even as a manager, like, I don't believe in giving my stress to my staff. Yes, I want them to know I'm stressed out because I'm a human. And I need them to see that I am a human. I am not one of these bots out here trying to pretend to be whatever. But as a management director, like, that's not my place to give them my stress.
As a human, it's not your job to give anybody your stress, though.
Well, exactly. I was about to say, on the flip side of that, as a person in a work environment, I know how toxic behaviors affect the environment. Yeah. And I don't want to be the person to give my stress and give all my toxicity to everybody because I'm having a bad day. Yep. I don't like that shit.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because that shit spreads like wildfire quickly.
It does. And you know why it spreads? Because people take it personally.
Well, everybody's going through some shit.
Oh yeah. And then on top of that, when people are going through shit and then you're projecting your shit on top of theirs, like,
you're reminding them about their shit.
Yeah. Like,
nobody wants that.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of people out there that doesn't know how to detach. So, and I think that's when it becomes personal, when you don't have detachment skills or learning how to just like Kelly, say the word for me. Exactly.
Sorry.
I can't say that word for the life of me.
It's okay, my little foreigner. We love you.
Yeah. So I feel like those outlets are important, like understanding what your stressors are and understanding how your body responds to stress. I feel like all of those things are helpful in trying to release stress.
So let's talk about some stress relievers that y'all try or that work for you, even if it's temporary, just something that helps y'all relieve stress that we feel comfortable talking about on air.
Well, I did say one before, like I detach.
Yeah.
I detach and I come back later on. Like that helps me a lot and I'm a person who likes to be alone and I like to dwell in my lonesome, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like I deal with things a lot better when I don't have like a million outside opinions or a million outside factors, if that makes sense. So for me, I feel like detaching does help because it helps me like assess and reevaluate and then come back.
That's very much accurate.
Yeah. So that's something that helps me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, what I do is a whole heap of stuff. I'll go for a long
Sounds about right.
drive randomly.
Mm-hmm.
I'll clean. I love to clean. Cleaning and vacuuming and smelling chemicals actually does help for me to block out what I was going through.
Mm-hmm.
Just to really fixate your mind on doing a certain task really does take away the stress that you were in.
Mm-hmm.
Cooking or baking for me is baking. And then giving it to like neighbors to eat because I'm not eating it. I don't like sweets. Let's see, working out, little at home workout, turn on YouTube, find a little video, do that. Yeah. And blasting the music. I gotta have ratchet music. It can't be sad music. It gotta be bumping ratchet drill
I gotta be
music.
fucking bitch up on the street. I don't give a fuck about her daddy.
Bad Girls Club. Get them by the hair and go with it.
Bop, bop. Guns and all the time.
It's that kind of stuff. And it's all fun too, which is a good thing.
That's how I made it through working in restaurants. I would go home, living in DC, getting off at like 10, 11 o'clock. I would bump. That's how I started liking Future, but that quickly ended. I would just blast like Future, Drake, whatever ratchetness I could find. I found some good ratchet albums at that time. And just blast that music and drive like 90 miles per hour drive. Just go. Booking it.
Sometimes you have to.
And it was great. That's why I drive like that now. It's so bad. I got road rage, y'all. Also, that helps, road rage. But keep that shit in your car.
Yeah, please.
Your windows need to be rolled up. Sunroof need to be closed.
Yep.
Blast your music and yell at motherfuckers. Be like, get the fuck out of my way, you stupid fucking...
Windows up tight, sunroof closed.
Yeah. Because when you put the windows down, that's you preparing to fight. And I'm not trying to fight nobody. I just want to get it out.
I'm already fighting myself, so let's not add to it.
So let's put that out there. I miss the gym. I wish I had time for the gym.
You can do it at home.
Bitch, I don't have the energy.
I know, but I mean, it's good to like at least do 30 minutes or something real quick.
I ain't got it. I ain't got the energy. I don't have like the energy of putting on a sports bra is the biggest hurdle for me. Even though I love my sports bras because they're like the ones that Kishana bought. I like they hold me down. So I could work out and get a good workout in, but it's the energy of putting on the sports bra and the clothes that I don't have. That's a whole extra step to my day that I don't have to give.
Yeah, I feel you.
So one way I deal with stress is I get my ass organized. Keyword, I'm offline asking these ladies to figure out schedulings and plans and this and that because I need to know when I have a piece and I have a break and I have a this and I have a that. I need to know when it's going to be Melissa enjoying herself and being happy and Melissa being stressed the fuck out. I can make it through as long as I know there's something at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
But if there's just no ending to the tunnel, I'm going to fucking leave. And I'm going to just hide away under my bed. Not in the bed, under the bed. I'm just going to hide. And y'all won't find me. So that's how I deal with stress. But once again, I take on stress. So I'm not the best person.
Yeah.
I can tell you how to deal with it, but it's not for everybody. Only certain people can handle shit the way I handle shit.
Yeah.
Which is
if
not
you have
good.
questions, ask Kishana, because she's the one who got it under control.
Yeah, she's the most stress balanced of the three.
I be trying, man. This is years of trying.
Hey, girl, you are succeeding.
Yeah.
Compared to the two of us, you are succeeding. You are the winner in the stress-free category. Congrats.
Kishana is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Listen, my man's already stressed out as it is. Somebody got to stay balanced to keep us both leveled.
I feel that. All right. Anything else about stress? I feel like that was a nice little rant. I needed that.
See, that's the stress reliever. Is ranting.
That is my stress reliever.
Yeah.
Ranting. See, when we get up there in big life, we could just have. We're gonna have so many lovely channels when we could start making money off this. All. So when we start making money off this, then it's a whole different ballgame.
It's a whole new world.
I'm just saying, like, we have so many ideas, but we need to make money off of it. So just put that out there. Share us with your friends so we can get more listens, so we can get more money, aka get money. Side rant.
Side rant.
God. Not expecting that.
But I want to do more things for the podcast, but y'all need
for sure
to help us get paid. Just putting it out there. All right, ladies. So let's wrap this sucker up with our weekly recommendations. So for those of y'all who don't know, which I don't know how y'all don't know by now, but let's just recap. So this is where we give you movies, music, advice, TV shows, whatever we think will help improve your week. And you can listen to us or don't. We don't care. That's also how you relieve stress. Don't give a fuck. Who wants to go first? I can go first if y'all want.
Yeah, you can go.
Sweet. All right. Well, I gave this little recommendation to Miss Kelly yesterday, but Stars has a lovely, amazing show called Run the World. It is like the love child of Girlfriends and Sex in the City. It is amazing.
Ooh.
It's Black women who are successful in their own rights, all different careers, living their best lives, going through normal people problems and struggles. And they're fabulous. Their fashion sense, everything is just, and it's in New York. So yes. In Harlem. Yes. All the things. So people who are like me for suckers for both of those shows, you'll love it. And they get to curse. And fuck. It's great.
Oh my God.
I said it was a child of Sex and the City and Girlfriends.
You weren't playing.
No, I was not. Mm-mm.
We love the passion.
Oh, yeah.
I had coffee before I did this, y'all.
I would hope you would have drank some coffee.
That ADHD life, y'all, is great. Well, ladies, who wants to go?
Mine is really quick.
Okay.
So, my recommendation is dry brushing. For anybody who doesn't know what dry brushing is, it's actually a way to exfoliate your skin before showering. So I got a regular cheap, it's like a palm-sized round dry brush off of Amazon. And it also has like these silicone bits in it, so it also massages you at the same time.
Mm.
So you literally just, and yo, my skin has been so amazing, and I have very dry body skin, which doesn't make any sense, because then my face skin is like normal and balanced. So since dry brushing, I've realized that I don't really have to use thicker lotions the same way anymore. So I'm happy that I'm able to use some light lotions now, and it makes your skin so soft like butter.
Oh, nice.
Like butter. So I just like butter. So I just do it like once, maybe twice a week. But usually I do it like once a week before I shower. And that's it.
How long?
Not for long. Like you just cover the basic of all your legs. I literally do full body. But I concentrate more on my legs since it is summer and it's short season again. So I do concentrate mostly on my legs, but other than that, like it's been really good.
Nice. Kay coming through with all the skincare all the time.
Oh, yes! Because I've been trying to see like what was the hype with it, because it's like been hyped up by like dermatologists and like skincare people. So I'm like, oh, let's try this dry brushing.
Huh, I may have to do that.
Yep.
Love it.
Well, my recommendation, and Melissa's going to tell me what I think she's going to tell me, but yesterday I had my TV on, the Weather Channel.
Wait, your recommendation is the Weather Channel?
No, it's not.
Oh.
But she was like, oh, you're such an adult watching the Weather Channel. Well, yes, I am an adult. But also, what I'm going to tell you is even more adulting-like. And that is, please go ahead and get yourself a summer survival kit. Or if you don't want to do that, go ahead and buy you a NOAA-approved weather radio. Because if y'all don't know, I am deathly afraid of the things that take Dorothy. I can't even speak of what that thing is because I have like this superstition thing where I can't say the T word. And I'm afraid that I'm going to get swooped up and go to Kansas one night when I'm sleeping because I didn't hear the sirens. Because not all cities have the things that take Dorothy sirens, which is horrible. And I can't even
You can
believe
only
that
even
that's a
hear them in
thing.
certain spots. So if you're
Right.
outside of that buffer zone, something's
Right.
suspect.
Yeah. So if you can at least get yourself a weather radio that will alert you anytime there's a warning, a watch, an advisory, please go ahead and get it because Mother Nature and global warming is a thing, and you can't just live in a certain area and think that you're not going to be affected by a hurricane, a thing that takes Dorothy, I don't know, an avalanche, an earthquake. It doesn't matter at this point. Like, you need to take any type of precaution you can to help yourself in this situation during the summer months in particular. So I would do that. I just got mine 3 weeks ago now, and it's gone off many times, and I'm thankful for it. And it's obnoxious, but at least you'll be safe in the long end of it.
Oh,
That's
wow.
my recommendation. $20.
All right. I support you, boo.
Okay.
I was just laughing because we actually video chatted and I just saw Weather Channel. I said, "Are you watching CNN? Are you watching the weather?" She's like, "Yeah."
The Weather Channel actually has some bops with their music with the local on the 8s. It's amazing.
That's how you know you watch the Weather Channel, when you just said exactly what you just said. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I'm sorry. But it's
Hilarious. Don't be sorry. You're an adult, okay?
Yeah.
I am not. I'm still watching Bob's Burgers in the background. I watch the radar on my weather app. Does that count?
At least you're concerned about the weather.
You damn Skippy. I put effort into my outfits.
Right. The
Well,
weather is
yeah,
important.
that's true.
Yeah, and my hair? Oh, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
No one got time for any of this shit. Well, look at us. All types of advice. Love it. Well, anything else, ladies? Are we good to wrap this sucker up?
We can wrap it all the way up the bow.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening to High Tea with Mel, Kel, and Kay. Please don't forget, just go leave us a quick review, 5 stars on iTunes. We'll take it. Yeah, we appreciate it. Also, you can share us and follow us on Instagram at hight_podcast and on Twitter at hightpod1. And take a look in our description below for more links of all things high tea. Thank you so much and have a good week. Peace out, y'all.